Me Miss Kelly here, and I am back this week with another What Sold video. So, before I get started, go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on all of my reselling videos. This week, I am back with another What Sold video. The last time I did a What Sold video, it was for the first 2 weeks of January, and that was January 1st, 2025 to January 11th, 2025. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't have enough sold items to make like a nice, a lengthy video for it to be worth it, at least for me. And the first week of January was really short because it started in the middle of the week. So I decided to just do 2 weeks into one video. And I think I only sold 12 items. This week, however, because it's been since January 11th, this week, however, I sold a total of 15 items for the week of Sunday, January 12th, 2025 to Saturday, January 18th, 2025. So I had quite a bit more sales than I did from my last What Sold video. And if that video was almost an hour long, I said, okay, I'm not going to do 2 weeks this time. I'm only going to do 1 week. Okay, so like I said before, I sold a total of 15 items on 3 platforms. eBay, I sold 7 items. Poshmark, I sold 6 items. Depop, I sold 1 item. And Mercari, I sold 0 items on Mercari for this week. Okay, so just like in the last video, in this video, for these sales, I ran major closet clear out sales across all of the platforms. So Depop, Poshmark, eBay. I was doing 30% off offers to likers on Friday. eBay, I was doing 30% off markdown sale on everything in my store on Friday. Saturday, I did 40% off. And Sunday, I did 50% off. And on top of that, I would offer 21% off offer to likers. So that was an extreme selling method that I did in order to get rid of a lot of older items that were just sitting in my inventory and that weren't selling, and I wanted the money and I wanted to get rid of the old inventory so I can get some new inventory and make more money. On Poshmark, I don't really like doing the price drops, because if I price drop something 50%, it wouldn't really drop by like 50%. Like, it was always a little bit off when I did that price drop option on Poshmark. And then when I would try to go back to raise the prices 50%, it doesn't work like that. You have to raise it 100% in order to get the prices back to the way you had them originally listed. But you cannot raise your prices 100%. You can only raise them 99%. So then my original listing prices were still a little off. And it was just, I don't like using that feature too often. Not if I plan on raising the prices back up. My hands are ashy. Not if I plan on raising the prices back up. I'm just going to get a little bit of some coconut oil here because my hands are ashy on screen. I just came back from the gym. Yeah, just came back from the gym. I still have my gym shirt on. Let's see. I just brushed my hair out of my ponytail and threw on a headband so I can look somewhat decent on camera. And I put these hoops in. I usually just wear like little studs. And my hair is up in a ponytail with one of those old school headbands on to keep my hair back and out of my face. Okay, so yeah, so I don't like using the price drop feature on Poshmark. So instead of price dropping every item, I offer to likers all weekend. So on Friday, I offered 30% off to all likers. 40% off on Saturday and 50% off on Sunday. But to any new likers on those days, they just got my original 15% off plus discounted shipping of $5.95. Oh, and the tiered sale, I only offer discounted shipping on Fridays with the 30% off. Saturday, 40% off, and Sunday, 50% off. I don't offer discounted shipping because it's already a good deal at 40% and 50% off. So yeah, I was just basically accepting all offers, sending out steep offers just to make sales, get these items out because I wasn't making any money on them. They were just sitting there. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I will start with my sales on Depop, and I'm going by platform and chronological order by D. So starting with Depop, on Monday, January 13th, 2025, I sold these Born Drills women's multicolor leather tweed slip-on slide sandals, size 8. Now, I had purchased these from my favorite Goodwill a couple months ago, probably before Thanksgiving, which was during one of my last thrifting trips of that year. So I wasn't keeping track of my average cost of goods before I started doing these videos. And now that I'm doing these videos, I see why it kind of matters, because after I subtract my cost of goods and transaction fees from any of these reselling platforms, I get to see a real number of how much I actually earned for each item. So now I keep track of my average cost of goods on my inventory software, but during this time I did not. But my average was about $5 per item back then. So I'm just going to go with that. I originally listed these shoes for $40. I accepted an offer for $15 after having a store sale for 50% off everything. So this was on Monday. Sundays I do 50% off, and I carried it over into Monday hoping to get more sales because I didn't have any on Depop on Sunday. Yeah. So I just accepted the offer for 15. So after $5 cost of goods, Depop's transaction fee of $1.40, I also paid my listing assistant to complete the draft for me. So I had to pay that fee. I earned $7.60, which is not too bad. And that was it. That was the only sale that I made on Depop. So I sold it for 15. I sold the Born Drills slide sandals for $15. After fees and cost of goods, I made a total of $7.60 pure profit. Okay, so next we're jumping to Poshmark. These are all of my Poshmark sales. The first sale on Poshmark was Sunday, January 12th, 2025, and it was this D&G Dolce & Gabbana brown, black, leopard print sleeveless top in a women's size IT 48, and I sold it for $40. Now, I've had this top for a while. I actually received it in a ThredUp luxury rescue box, which is, I think that's what it was called back then. And in that box, my average cost of goods was $22. I don't remember how many items. It might have been maybe 5 items in the box. I don't exactly remember what was in it, but I know this Dolce & Gabbana top was in it. I originally had it listed for $100. I accepted an offer for $40 because I've had this top probably for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I didn't think it was ever going to sell at all. So, and then not having any sales, I was excited to get this offer of $40. Like, yes, I can make some money off of it. That's what I was thinking at the time, until I took these notes and I saw my cost of good was $22. So after I accepted the offer for $40, After $22 cost of goods, the $8 Poshmark fee, I earned $10 on this top. $10. I probably could have gotten more if I had waited a little longer, but I was tired of waiting. And I was just trying to trade in inventory for cash as fast as possible. The next sale on Poshmark was Monday, January 13th, 2025, and it was this Tess Vintage brown snakeskin print, long sleeve, button front top, in a women's size medium, and I sold it for $12. Now, I also received this top from ThredUp, but it was in a mixed clothing, like a bulk mixed clothing rescue box, and it might have been maybe a 50-pound box, and my average cost of goods for that was about $1.31. So the bulk rescue boxes or the mixed clothing boxes are really good, and you get a good bang for your buck. And a lot of the things they put in there can make you some pretty good money. You're gonna make your dollar and some change back if it's sold. But this test top I had for a long time. Maybe because I didn't know how to describe it or what kind of keywords to include in the description, but it just sat for a long time. There are a lot of people who liked it, but no one was buying it. And then I finally relisted it after looking at the title, the description, and having a little bit more experience, because I've had this top for over a year, probably maybe for 2 years. So when I decided to relist it, I looked at the title and the description, and I fixed some things up. And with more experience, because I have more experience now than 2 years ago, and it finally sold on Poshmark. I had it listed for $25, and I accepted an offer for $12. And I got a 5-star rating on it. So, yeah, if I had the experience back then that I have now, I probably would have sold that top for more than $12 and gotten a 5-star rating. I mean, it's a nice top. I wouldn't know how to style it really. I probably would just put it with like a pair of black pants or something like that. But it was vintage. This person wanted it, and I'm glad that they got it. So after $1.31 in cost of goods, Poshmark's fee of $2.95, I earned $7.74. That's almost as much as I made on the Dolce and Gabbana. I should have gotten way more money for that. So maybe I'll just leave the luxury items alone for now and stick with my bread and butter and like not trendy, classic, timeless, vintage items that I know I'll make at least some money off of. The next sale on Poshmark was on Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, and it was this 2-book bundle for $11. Now, when I first started Poshmark, I sold a lot of the books that I had on my bookshelf or my bookcase because I had a lot and I needed to get rid of some. And I was using the money to buy more books. First, I was using it to pay for my tutoring website, and then I was like, forget tutoring. I'm making money just off selling stuff on Poshmark. So I don't need to do tutoring. That was stressful enough as it was by itself. So I leaned more towards, gave that up and leaned more towards just making money off of reselling, period. So the first things I started to do with the money was buy more books because I love to read. Like I read all the time. Audiobooks, print books, ebooks. My husband got me a Kindle for Christmas. I was on that day one and all of it. Library, Libby, what's the other one? Hoopla. I have accounts for all of that. Audible, everything. Me and my kids go to the library all the time. Like we are book lovers over here. So these 2 books were Texas Outlaw by James Patterson and Andrew Burrell. It was a hardcover crime novel. The second one was Golden in Death by J.D. Robb, also known as Nora Roberts. It was a paperback crime thriller fiction book. Now, there's a whole cute little story behind this sale. Okay, so I didn't have any cost of goods for these books because they belong to my mom. And I took all of her books, and some of them I kept, and some of them I just said, you know what, I'm just going to sell them. Because my mom was a reader and she had a ton of books. She would order them by the case and have them sent to her house. So she had a ton of books. So I, instead of throwing them away or donating them, saw it as an opportunity to try to sell it and make a little bit of money off of it and buy some more books. Um, so no cost of goods. Now, these books have been in my closet for a long time, probably about 2 years. Um, yeah, so I accepted an offer of $11 for these two books. I do a sale where books are buy one, get one free, just pay the cost for the higher book. And I put that in the book listing, and I also have it as a separate listing, like all books and DVDs, buy one, get one free. I send you an offer if you like the items in a bundle, and you get the lower cost book for free because I had so many books. I was trying to get rid of them, and bundling them was the best way to do it. So, all right. And I got a 5-star rating on this order. And the buyer commented that I was an awesome seller, even though I didn't have Golden in Death. I have had multiple copies of this book, probably about 3, but I didn't realize I had sold all of them. I thought I still had this one, that's better. I thought I still had this one copy left, but I didn't. So I reached out to the buyer to explain, apologize, and offer another book to replace it in the hopes that they don't cancel the order. I can still make the money and replace that book with another one that they might like from my closet. They were very understanding, and they ended up choosing another book, The Last Trial by Scott Turow. I offered a free book for them being so understanding. So on top of them getting a replacement book for the one that I no longer had, I decided they were being so nice and understanding. I offered a free book, and they accepted. The buyer told me to go ahead and pick any crime or drama related book because these books were for their 91-year-old mom and to just surprise them. And I thought that was so freaking fabulous that I put a lot of thought into the free book that I was going to gift to them. So I finally chose A Princess in Death by J.D. Robb, aka Nora Roberts, hardcover mystery detective novel because they originally wanted Golden in Death by the same author, and it's in the same series. I had just made the £5 shipping limit, so it was meant to be. I weighed the items out to make sure that I would not have to upgrade to a higher Poshmark shipping label and end up having to pay more money out of my profit. But I didn't. I had just made it. I think it was like 4.5 pounds for all 3 books. I felt so good doing that, and it felt like my mom was gifting these books to the buyer's mom through me. So it felt really good to not only, make a little bit of money off of those books, but for those books to go to someone who would really enjoy them. And they were being gifted by that person's child. So I don't know. It was a good feeling. It was a good feeling. So after $0 cost of goods, Poshmark's fee of $2.95, I earned $8.05 on that sale. Next sale on Poshmark was on Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. I sold these pair of Under Armour black stretchy full-length workout activewear pants in a women's size extra small for $5. I received these pants in a ThredUp bulk clothing rescue box. Average cost of goods being $1.13. This box is probably about 2 years old. I've had these leggings for a long time, or activewear pants for a long time. Was glad to get rid of them. I originally had them listed for $13. I accepted an offer for $5. So after $1.13 cost of goods, Poshmark's fee of $2.95, I earned a whole 92 cents on these activewear pants. So go ahead and take them. Closet clear out, baby. Next sale on Poshmark was on Friday, January 17th, 2025, and they were these Hoka running shoes, teal, purple, orange, lightweight, cushion sole, women's size 9B for $35. Now, these were given to me by my sister, so I paid $0 in cost of goods. I originally had them listed for $50. I sent out offers to likers for 30% off plus discounted shipping, and one of those likers accepted. And even though the shoes aren't in perfect condition, they were clearly pre owned and had a little wear to them. I received a 5-star rating. So, after a $0 cost of goods, thanks to my sister, Poshmark's fee of $7 plus the $2.02 in the shipping discount that I offered to likers, I earned $25.98. Let me get some more Hokas to sell, okay? For free. We'll see. Okay, so that was it for Poshmark. So on Poshmark, in total sales, I made $103. Minus fees and cost of goods, I made a profit of $52.69. So about 50% profit. Pretty good. Next is my eBay sales, and these were the most sales that I've made for this week. I think I made 6 eBay sales. So the first one was on Sunday, January 12th, 2025, and it was this Guess blue faded denim snap button classic button up top in a women's size small. I sold it for $9.87. Now, I purchased this button up from my favorite Goodwill. Average cost of goods is always $5. I listed it for $25. During my store-wide sale of 50% off, I accepted an offer for $9.87. So after $5 cost of goods, eBay's transaction fee of $2.70, and my listing assistant fee, I earned $1.17. Next, on eBay, Monday, January 13th, 2025, I sold this vintage Calvin Klein women's high-waisted denim pencil midi skirt, blue, size 26 for $13. I purchased this from Goodwill, my favorite one, for an average cost of goods of $5. I thought this skirt was so classic and chic and just like if it was my size, because what size is the skirt? A 26, not my size. If this skirt was my size, I would have kept it. But it was 100% cotton. It had no stretch. The waist was super small, but it just looked so. It was in excellent condition, and I was so excited to find this skirt. So I originally had it listed for $40, thinking it was going to sell for that. It probably would have if I would have waited just a little bit longer, but I didn't wait. I was just like in the money making mindset. So I accepted an offer for $13 during my 50% off store wide sale. So after $5 cost of goods, eBay's transaction fee of $3.05, and the promoted listing fee of 60 cents because I sold this through the promoted listing feature on eBay, which I only set the rate at 3% per item. So I earned $3.35 for this vintage Calvin Klein skirt after all of those fees and cost of goods. I won't be doing that anymore. Next on eBay on Monday, January 13th, 2025, I sold this pair of Brooks Women's black, purple, white, glycerin 17 running sneaker shoes in a size 8 for $12. I bought them from my Goodwill for an average cost of goods of $5. I originally listed them for $36. I accepted a $12 offer during my 50% off store-wide sale. And I did not have a lot of experience with Brooks sneakers, but I kept seeing them in Goodwill and then at another thrift store. I bought another pair and I didn't know how well they would do. I thought Brooks was a good brand, but I wasn't sure, especially for reselling. But I decided to buy them anyway because they were so cheap. I think the actual shoes themselves were maybe $4 that I paid for them. But my average cost of goods for that entire Goodwill trip was $5 per item cost of goods. I said, oh, well, $4. I'll give it a try and see how well it does, especially since there were so many pairs. And if I can grab multiple pairs for a low cost and make a good profit off of it, that's something I'll know in the future, which I did because they weren't listed for that long. But so they sold quickly during this 50% off sale, and someone took their chance and made an offer to me for $12, and I accepted because I was accepting all offers this day or this weekend. So after a $5 cost of goods, eBay's transaction fee of $3.94, and my listing assistant fee, I earned $2.06 on this pair of Brooks. But I know in the future, I probably won't be accepting low offers like that, or I won't at least put it to 50% off. So if someone does offer me, send me an offer, it'll be for more than what I made because it won't be 50% off. Okay. Next, on eBay on Monday, January 13th, 2025, I sold this Levi's women's blue classic denim jean long sleeve original trucker jacket in a size large for $23. I bought this from my favorite Goodwill for $5 average cost of goods. I originally had it listed for $46. Someone bought it during my 50% off store wide sale for the 50% off. So after my $5 cost of goods, eBay's transaction fee of $4.61, and my listing assistant fee, I earned $12.39. Next, on eBay, on Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, I sold another pair of Hokas. And they were these Hoka 1 Bondi 6 Marlin Blue Ribbon walking running sneakers in a women's size 8, and I sold them for $25. These were not given to me by my sister. I actually found them at my favorite Goodwill for an average cost of goods of $5. I originally listed them for $50. Someone bought them during my 50% off store wide sale for 50% off, which is they paid $25 for them. So after a $5 average cost of goods, eBay's transaction fee of $4.92, plus the promoted listing fee of $1.02, and my listing assistant fee, I earned $13.06. I'm starting to see a pattern with these shoes. I'm gearing more towards shoe inventory, jeans, accessories like belts and bags. Those are the items that make me the most money. And outerwear, but sometimes outerwear can get bulky and I don't have a lot of space to store it. But shoes, belts, bags, and jeans are starting to become my go-to, and I realize I make more money profit for those items. Next, on eBay, on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, I sold this Mango Basics gray casual long sleeve soft loungewear pullover top in a women's size small for $5. This was a ThredUp bulk mixed clothing rescue box item where my average cost of goods was $1.13. So, I mean, the bulk mix clothing box, like the 50 pounds and up, they are a really good deal, but you will receive a lot of, at least in my experience in the past, I don't know how they do it now, but They do a lot of mixed brands in there, but you will get more bread and butter brands and mall brands than anything else, or sizes that are small. Like I remember receiving a lot of extra smalls, small, maybe even extra small, and like size 4 or size 2. And I'm a size 10. So the size 2s and 4s, I couldn't really, which is probably a good thing because I might have tried to keep some of the stuff for myself. But yeah, the bulk mixed clothing boxes are a pretty good deal because the average cost of goods are so low when you take out the items that you are actually going to resell. Or for me, when I took out the items that I actually decided to list and resell compared to how much I paid for the total rescue box, it was kind of worth it. I don't have too many items left from that from those rescue boxes at all. This is one of the few of them. I originally had it listed for $10. Someone bought it during my 50% off store wide sale for that 50% off. So after $1.13 in cost of goods, eBay's transaction fees of $1.86, I earned $2.01 for this sale profit. Next on eBay, last but not least, literally, was on Friday, January 17th, 2025, and they were these new without tag naturalizer women's silver leather scout grandma core casual sandals in a size, I think they were a size E. I wrote medium up here. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's see. I'm going back to check. Scrolling. Oh, and a women's size 8M. And a women's size 8 medium. And I sold them for $32, but I wrote 35. I was rushing because this was my last thing I had to write in sales. So they were, again, this new without tag naturalizer women's silver leather scout grandma core casual sandals in a size 8M for $32. That's going to throw my numbers off now. 32. Hold on, I'm just updating my numbers here. Minus 3. Almost done. Okay, updated. All right. So I sold these shoes for $32. My I forgot to update the number in one part. Okay. So I bought these from my favorite Goodwill for an average cost of goods of $5. I originally had them listed for $50. Someone purchased them for 30% off during my store-wide sale. So they paid $32. So $5 cost of goods, transaction fees from eBay, $5.82, and my listing assistant fee. I earned a profit of $20.18 for these shoes. So that was the last sale for eBay. So altogether on eBay, I made in sales $119.87. Minus fees and cost of goods, I made a profit of $54.22. So not too bad. So about the same as Poshmark, which is pretty good, but I'm hoping to do better. Will do better. within the next few months. All right, so in conclusion, from Sunday, January 12th, 2025 to Saturday, January 18th, 2025, I sold 14 items. Originally, I said 15, but technically, I sold 14 items plus another item I gave away for free as a gift. So I sold 14 and gave one as a gift. Okay, so on eBay, I sold 7 items. On Poshmark, I sold 6 items. On Depop, I sold 1 item. And Mercari, can't even see you, Mercari. You trickle in here and there, but not this time. So my total before cost of goods and fees in sales for this week, I made $237.87. After cost of goods and fees, I made a profit of $114.51. So not too bad. I would like for my total to be that $237 in profit eventually, but after doing these videos, and taking notes and paying attention to fees and cost of goods and things like that, I will start to make a little bit more money. My sourcing will get better. My strategies will get better. So if you have any ideas for sourcing, if you have ideas for maximizing profit, or any other YouTube resellers that you recommend, drop all of that in the comments and I'll go back and read and look at your suggestions. If there are any videos that you would like to see from me, like what sold, thrifting videos, anything like that, let me know in the comments and I'll try and see what I can do. So until next week, make sure you hit like and subscribe and share so other people can watch me on my reselling journey on how to improve my reselling business. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.